All right, so we just finished graphing lines and all the things about lines in our last part of this unit. This was actually supposed to be one giant unit, so we broke it into 3 different units. So Unit 2C is all about systems of equations, which means we're going to be graphing 2 lines and trying to figure out the solution. The big key here is the solution of a system of equations is where the two lines cross. So let's write that down. The solution to a system of equations is the ordered pair where 2 lines cross. Don't lose sight of this, okay? That means where those 2 lines cross, that the ordered pair there works in both lines. You could put the x and the y value in either equation of the line, and they would both come out true. Okay, so there's 3 possible solutions that could occur if we are graphing 2 lines. So let me get my special thing here and try not to get mad, because I always do. Wait, where is it? Okay, oh, here it is. Okay, I'm going to try to draw my, here we go. I'm going to change colors. On purpose, I did that. The first type, and the one we will be working with a lot, is if we draw 2 lines. I'll draw them. Okay, come on, you stupid thing. Oh, I keep picking the wrong one. Okay, so let's say we draw these 2 lines. There's my first line. And of course, we'd have an equation. So, oh, did it change colors? No. Okay, good. I'm going to change the color of this one once I draw it. Oh, look what happened. So stupid. Okay, I'm going to try again. And I'm going to do green. And I'm going to go here. Don't mind me. Okay. There's only one place where the ordered pair makes both lines true. Both equations true. Oh, I changed colors, darn it. Okay, and that's going to be right here. So a system of linear equations can have one solution. And that's going to be an ordered pair. Okay? It's where the 2 lines cross. Okay, you stupid thing. Now I'm not asking you to correct. All right, anyway, that's the first one. Got that? We're going to be spending a lot of time trying to figure out where these 2 lines cross. And we use this in a lot of different situations, and we'll get to that. Okay, let's do this again. Now there's another type. And let's draw it and change the color. Now that I've learned to change the color, okay, there we go. And we're going to draw 1 line. And we're going to draw another line. Oh. Okay, I'm going to try again. Eventually I'll get this, but that's okay. At least you're getting the gist of this. These 2 lines are parallel. If 2 lines are parallel, they have the same slope. Remember, we learned that before. I don't know why I just changed those colors, but there's no solution. They will never cross. And so there's no ordered pairs that if we plugged into both of them, that they would work out correctly. So there's no solutions. Parallel lines, they each have their own set of solutions, but never do they have the same set of solutions. So they're parallel lines, which means, just in case you forget, they have the same slope and different y-intercepts. So they're rising and running at the same rate, up and over, so they will never ever cross no matter what we do. And so if you get this occurring, where 2 lines have the same slope, you can say no solution. It will never work out. Okay? And there's one more type. Why is this not scrolling? Oh, there we go. There's one more type. Ugh! I'm going to keep trying, guys. My shows that. There we go. It's glitching. Okay. And this is where when we draw the two lines, this is what happens. There's my first line, and then I go to draw my next line, and I go to draw it, and I find out, oh my gosh, the same line. Now you can tell this by the equation, but sometimes people don't until they draw it. Well, that means no matter what set of points you pick on these lines, they'll make them both true. So, oops, I changed the color. All right, so infinite solutions. Goes on and on forever. We could pick 2 points on either line and it would be true on the other line because of the same line. And I don't know how I made that little one there. That's kind of cool. Same slope and same y-intercept. So they're exactly the same. So they have infinite solutions. And this unit's going to be all about how to find those solutions. Okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a couple of examples here, and then your homework is this, is you graph two lines and you see where they cross. If they never cross, no solution. If they're the same line, infinite solutions. Okay? So let's just do one example. Let's do at y minus x equals -1. I'm going to do a hard one. And x plus y equals 3. Well, there's a couple ways to do this. We talked about if they're not in y equals mx plus b form, you could do a table of values. The other thing is to put them in y equals mx plus b form. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to graph these two and see where they meet. All right, so let me draw my little thing over here because this is what we're going to graph on. Okay. The first one, let's call that the purple line. I'm going to change that. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to call that the pink line instead because I don't want it to be the same as the y-axis. Okay, so we have y minus x equals -1. To try to graph from here, you'd either have to use a table of values. Well, you'd have to use table of values. What I'm going to do is just solve for y because it's one quick step. So remember, it's add x to both sides. I want y by itself to get my goal here, just in case you weren't sure what I'm doing. I'm trying to get to y equals mx plus b. And from last chapter, you should know that m is our slope and b is our y-intercept, and we can graph using this. So this is my goal. If I could get to this form of the equation, I can graph it easier, okay? So now what I have is y equals x minus 1. All right, so this is my first line, so I'm going to graph that. Where do I start? I start at the b, the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. In case you forgot, it's x and then y. So I'm going to put a -1 here. And then I'm going to count my slope. Well, I don't see a number in front of x. X is not the slope. The number in front of x is the slope. It's invisible. It's 1. Well, what's the denominator of 1? It's 1. So this is up 1 over 1. So up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And then I'm going to draw a straight edge line as best as I can through the middle of those points. Okay, and I didn't make it the right color. There we go. Look at that. I learned how to make it the right color. Okay, now I am going to use a different color, and we're going to do the same thing. This equation, I need to get it into y equals mx plus b form. So x plus y equals 3. I don't know what that noise was, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides to get y by itself. So y equals -x plus 3. Well, if I look at these two equations to start with, remember, I always talk about the equations are like a recipe to make a line, okay? The equation and the lines go together. This is the recipe to make this line. But I'm going to look at my purple and my pink, and their slopes are not the same, and neither are their y-intercepts. So they have a solution. They have one solution. We have to figure it out, and right now we're doing it by graphing. So I'm going to start at +3. My purple line starts at +3. And again, I have an invisible 1 in front of that x, but it's negative. So it's -1 over 1. So we have a couple choices here. We could go up and to the left 1, I could go down into the right one. And I'm going to keep going. And I'm hoping that it crosses at a nice spot on that other line, which it does, because we made sure they did to make this a little bit easier for you as you start out. Okay? The solution to this, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Stupid thing. Oh, it didn't happen. Okay, good. The solution to this is this point right there. You can't see it very well. Here we go. This point. So if there is a line and it says solution, what works in both equations is this point. And you have to write this point. Now, again, remember, you go x first and then y when we're dealing with a point. So this is point 2, 1. I don't know what just happened there. 2, 1. Okay? So 2, 1. If I put 2, 1, if I put 2 in for x on the pink line and 1 in for y, they would be equal. If I put 2 and 1 in the purple equation, that would also work. So that's how you find the solution of two lines, by graphing. Now, in the homework, the first couple ones are already in a form that's easy to graph. Y equals mx plus b. On the last two, you need to solve for y. Oh, the last three, you need to solve for y to figure out the solution and how to graph it. I really recommend using two different colors. Sometimes that helps, but make sure you use a straight edge.